We've already looked at interpolation, which are these curly braces here. Interpolation allows Angular to essentially bind specific properties from here. So we have app component.title, and then we simply bind it in the template. Now, this is actually called an expression. An expression doesn't have to be as simple as this. So in this video, we're going to look at how we can use a few different expressions with interpolation. So what we'll do is actually start off with some numbers. So what we'll do is create a first property called number1, and we'll give this a value of 1. We can say that this is a number if we like. Now we'll just duplicate this here, and then we'll assign it the value of 2. So we have properties number1 and number2. We don't have to set an initial value in the constructor because we're setting them up here. However, we can now go ahead and start using them in our template. So first off, let's actually look at number1. So all we need to do is curly braces number1, and then underneath what we'll do is look at number2. So if we go across to the browser, we can go and see these rendered out. So here we have Ultimate Angular and then 1 and 2. What we'll do to separate these is just wrap them in a div tag so that we can put them onto a new line. Now the interesting thing is because these are an expression, we can actually do JavaScript-like features. So here we've got number1 plus number2. So because these are actually number values inside our component, Angular will then know this and then actually do the maths underneath. So let's go and try this out in the browser. So you can see when we land in the browser, we see the number 3. Let's look at another example. We'll do another div, and inside of here, what we're going to do is use a ternary expression. So what we will do is we will just say is happy, and we'll do a smiley face if they are happy. Otherwise, we will do a sad face. Now, obviously, the is happy does not exist on the component, so we will go is happy and we will say it's a boolean, and we're just going to set an initial value of true. So when we go to the browser, we should see a smiley face in our template. And there you go, we have the number 3 from the numbers and we have the smiley face in the browser. So we can go back and change this to false, and we'll come back and have a look again. So we'll change this value to false, we'll save it out and go back to the browser. And now we have a sad face because obviously the user is unhappy. Now these are expressions that you can use in your Angular templates, and this just gives you an overview of the kind of expressions that we can use. With expressions, we can mix and match the types that we want to use. So for instance, title is a string, so I might want to put an exclamation mark after this. So here I'm actually concatenating both of the strings to add the exclamation. We'll save this out and go back to the browser. And you can see here that Angular has now parsed this out. So this gives you an overview of the interpolation expressions and how to use the different types of expressions that come into Angular.